Hey, this is Brian Finner with Plum Lane Ministries. Welcome back. This is our third video on prophecy. All right, the first video, we just took a little time giving you kind of my story and how I started walking through this, and then I wanted to make sure I answered some of your questions. Second video, we spent a little more time going a little more deeper into the questions that people ask me about prophetic ministry. And the third one, we just kind of want to develop how the prophetic ministry works and how to get equipped in it and point you to some resources. So stay with us as we do that. All right, the first question that I want to deal with that people seem to want to ask me about prophecy and prophetic ministry is, can you be trained in this? I find that a fascinating question because it seems like this gift or this ministry, people make it more mystical. And what I mean by that is not truly biblically mystical, but more ignorant-based mystical ministry. They believe you're supposed to just have encounters with, angels or the audible voice of God all the time, and that's how you get trained for this ministry. And yet, we would see both in the Old and New Testament that, like Samuel in the Old Testament, he had a school of prophets, and Jesus, who trained all types of ministries, had disciples that he discipled. So would that be different for us today? No. The way God does it might be unique, but he always has people in groups and in training so that they can grow in it. That's what God has given us, as a community of believers to grow with. The next question is, excuse me, if I'm called to function in this ministry, how do I relate to the local body that I'm with? Now, this is where people that are growing in this area really have to develop, where God has not called us to be at war with each other. And a lot of times, prophetic people believe, well, I've heard God, and the group that I'm talking to, they didn't. They're disobeying the Lord. I must be right, and I must be in opposition to him. I think from talking with many pastors and dealing with many prophetic type people, I think both groups misunderstand each other. And so for your benefit, let me just give you a little bit of perspective. The prophetic person wants to be acknowledged and assured of their identity and that they're hearing from the voice of the Lord, but the pastor wants to care for people well, and both groups have to see from the other's perspective and learn to start ministering with each other. I think that the key mark for people that are functioning in this ministry is you've got to embrace a teachable, humble spirit when you're working with other people. It's not enough to just have the voice of the Lord. You've got to learn how to minister it with excellence, and that's usually what keeps most people from moving forward in their development in prophecy or the prophetic ministry. And then the third question is as I'm going through this, how do I grow in connecting with other types of prophetic ministries? And the Bible is kind of straightforward that we should be seeking out people that are older than us, reaching out to them and having them speak into our lives. The first 5 years of me on this journey, I just got with people that knew more about it, so that I could develop a healthy dialogue back and forth with them, because the Bible has not given us this idea that we live in a cave and we only hear from God and we minister out of that. God has put us in a community with mature believers that can speak into our lives, and we want to cultivate that as we move forward. Now, in the email, if you're getting this by email, you see that I have resources that I've sent for you on all three videos, but I also have some things that I'm calling people. So if you'd like to go deeper in this and explore this a little more often, I have some bonuses I want to talk with you about. The first bonus is my first two books, Hearing the Voice of the Lord and The Foundation for the Prophetic. We're going to make that available to you so that you can know the foundation of this and just grow in it. Then the bonus number 2 I'm going to give you is I'm going to give you 4 videos that I believe are relevant for you to grow in prophecy and the prophetic ministry. And the third bonus is actually going to be 10 MP3 teachings for you to grow in prophetic ministry. And they'll be from parts of my first year and parts of my second. And so if you'd like to go a little bit deeper, if this is interesting to you, please just check out the link we have for that. And I want to thank you for taking time to just hear the dialogues and the questions that people have been asking me about prophetic ministry literally over the last 20 years. And so hopefully this blesses you. Thanks for stopping by.